Welcome to Flavourful Eats. Today we have Amma making different things with vermicelli. We're doing a savoury vermicelli dish, which is starting off with a tablespoon or two of oil. Is that correct, Ma?
Yes. A tablespoon of oil. When it gets heated up, then you fry your vermicelli. 1 cup of vermicelli.
3/4 cup of vermicelli. That is 3/4 cup measure.
You put 3/4 cup. 1 cinnamon stick. Two cardamom.
3/4 cup of vermicelli.
3/4 vermicelli.
Oh, Angel's Hair. This particular one is a MTR brand, so it's not roasted. If you buy roasted vermicelli, then you don't need to do this step.
So they won't get stuck and become porridge.
This will ensure that we have individual grains. So you fry it till it's a little bit brown, correct, Ma?
Heat to medium.
It doesn't take long to fry or to roast. If you're trying to avoid oil altogether, you can always use do it in a dry pan, even in the oven, just to roast it a little bit.
Gets brown, it becomes crispier too.
Now it's quite brown, right, Ma? That's how it's ready?
Yeah, it's ready now.
Okay. So just putting it aside.
So you can use the same pot to cook your vegetables.
Now you added like 2 tablespoons of ghee and ghee to taste. No need to put too much. You can do without if you want to just have the this is basically to pop the seasoning, mustard seeds. 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seeds.
Curry leaf, green chillies.
2 green chillies, again, green chillies to taste. A little bit of turmeric.
Garam masala.
But like it says, garam meaning hot. And here we're using 1/2 cup of frozen vegetables, but you're very welcome to use fresh vegetables. And seeing that it's frozen, it's not going to take very long to cook. The frying process took all of 3 minutes on low to moderate heat.
This frozen vegetables got corn, green beans, peas, and carrots.
Yeah, generally we more or less don't use corn. We use carrots, green beans, and peas, correct, Ma? Peas adds a little bit of protein to the dish too.
Add some salt to season.
1/2 teaspoon of salt to taste. If you like crunchy vegetable, at this stage you can add vermicelli to it because the vermicelli still needs to cook. If you like a little softer, then you let it cook a little longer. And now we're going to be measuring out boiling water to add to this mix. So right here, she has 1 cup of water. We're trying to see how much this MTR vermicelli will absorb. That was exactly 1 cup of water. Do you think one cup is enough? Yeah? Okay. The vermicelli cooks very quickly. In like 5 minutes it should be done. Savoury vermicelli is now ready. One can call it upma, one can call it plow, but this is how it's made. Ready to eat. All separated and yummy. Just garnish with a little bit of cilantro and it's ready to serve. A very nice breakfast dish or a nice tea time treat, and if you feel like in the middle of the day you want to have lunch, that's good too. You have all the ingredients there. You got your starch, you got your protein. Very good combination of different things. Right, Mom? Sago vermicelli. Vermicelli with sago, We put a tablespoon of ghee, 1 small piece of cinnamon stick in the hot ghee, and now putting 1/4 cup of dry vermicelli, the MTR variety. It's similar, or not a little thicker than the sunshine vermicelli we get in South Africa. So you get a little bit brown. It'll take all of 2 minutes or less on low heat. Again, this make sure this enhances the taste of that sweet vermicelli, and it also brings out flavor. So we fry that and then we take it out of the fire again. We start off with 1/4 cup of vermicelli, a tablespoon of sago or sabudana, and to that we add water. Can you pour that water straight, and I'll take the cup measurement? Is that enough? So we just use 1/2 cup of hot water to cook that down. Again, we're not using a recipe. I'm just using the cup measurement, and I'll tell you exactly how much. I pour 2 cups of boiling milk right here, and we pour it a little bit at a time. Is that enough? You want all? So as you can tell from my picture, 1 cup has been used this far. So to recap, we used 1/4 cup of MTR vermicelli, and we used a tablespoon of sago. This is to make a small serving. And we fried the vermicelli and added cinnamon, and thereafter added the sago and added 1/2 cup of water, boiling water. And then, as of now, we got 1 cup of milk.
You can have desiccated coconut, you can use
Powdered coconut, regular.
almonds, you can
Yes.
use pistachio.
When you're using almonds, we fry the almonds in the oil, or cashew nuts, or pistachio.
Then you can use raisins.
Same thing, you fry the raisins first and put it aside and add it in the end. So this is a very comforting, soothing dessert, much easier on you than most other desserts. So basically you're going to cook this now until that vermicelli is cooked and it's thickened. And the other thing you add to this is cardamom, right?
In the end you put some cardamom powder.
Yes. How do you know when this vermicelli is cooked?
You can
With
see
the
the
sago.
softness in it, and you can see
The sago or the sabudana
bubbles here shining.
becomes like a glass. You can see through it. So if one doesn't want to use sabudana, you can just use more actual vermicelli and do the same process without and you'll still get a good vermicelli. I am the photographer, and hence you're only hearing my voice and not being part of the picture. Cooking takes
The
quicker.
depends on how rich we like it. We can use cream in it.
Yes, you can do cream. Some people like using
And you
condensed.
can use less milk, you can make without milk. Milk is an optional.
Absolutely. You can use it make it with almond milk. Almond milk would be really good too.
You can use tin milk, you can use cream.
Tin milk meaning sweetened condensed milk or unsweetened condensed milk.
You can add another cup if you want.
I thought so. We'd be using more than a cup of milk. So here we add
Use
another
half
cup.
first.
I think we need the whole thing to get nice and thick. So we use 2 cups of milk in total before the sugar is added. Sugar also makes it thin. And on standing, the dessert definitely gets thicker.
Now the sago is ready.
Let's have a look.
Sago is getting ready, see?
Yeah, see? Yes, I see that. I see it. I can see it.
See the little bubbles.
We put a pinch of salt to bring out the taste of the sweetness. Literally a pinch of salt. So half a cup of sugar gets dry and see. You normally get the smell of it. That was about 90 mils of sugar that Amma just used.
See?
Quarter teaspoon of cardamom in the end. And that's the vermicelli done. You just need to switch the stove. It's always good to add the seasoning right in the end, this cardamom, so you don't lose the taste of this or the smell of it.
It's ready.
Show me now. See, the sago and the vermicelli is now cooked. The sago is glassy, as you can tell. And yeah, it's done. Our next dish is a vermicelli. This time we're adding a little more protein in the way of soaked mung dal. Our ingredients are soaked mung dal, vermicelli, cinnamon stick, sugar, ghee, cardamom powder, milk and water. We're heating a pot up. Again with Shirley Naidoo, we're heating a pot up. We're adding the ghee like we did before, a tablespoon of ghee. It may look much more than a tablespoon, but I promise you, I measured it, it's a tablespoon of ghee. To that, we're adding half a cup, oh no, first we add the cinnamon stick, right, Ma? To the hot ghee, you're adding cinnamon stick. And to that, you're going to be adding the vermicelli to fry. Is that true? Or are you doing the cashew nuts you're frying?
It's a fried cashew nut.
No, it's not fried. So if you're adding nuts, this is the time to add it. So you're frying some cashew nuts. Or we could buy ready roasted cashews, which we didn't do today. The nuts are fried and taken out. The cinnamon stick has been. And to that, we're adding this time we're adding a tablespoon of green mung soaked and half a cup of vermicelli or angel hair pasta. Again, we're using the MTR brand. It is not to advertise for any brand, but different brand of angel hair will take different quantities of water. And we're going to do this on low to medium heat so the vermicelli doesn't brown too quickly. Again, if you already have roasted vermicelli, you don't need to do this. Mung dal is there to add a little bit of protein. So now we're going to be adding water. I got a 2-cup measure here, only because we don't know the quantity. We're just going to add, and then I'm going to see how much we add. Do I need to add more? Corn it, a little bit more.
Let's make more water.
Yeah, so we added a 1 cup of water this time, so that it all can cook again. And it should cook in no time, right, Ma? I think 3/4 cup should be fine of water. Maybe I added way too much, so 3/4 cup of water next time when we're working with it. So to 1/2 cup of vermicelli, a tablespoon of sprouted or just soaked mung, and 1/2 cup of 3/4 cup of water, boiling water to cook a little bit. Again, whether you want a really runny vermicelli or a really weak vermicelli, if we make it a little too thin, we call it kheer or payasam is what we call it. So far, Amma's added just 1/2 cup. That's 1/2 cup.
And it cooks with it.
Add more, yeah.
Or shall I pour it?
Pour it, I think it should be okay. And now we leave it to boil, right? A little bit. We leave it to boil. You leave it to boil a little bit, like 5 minutes or so, until the vermicelli
And then you
is
put
cooked.
your nuts, raisins.
Cardamom, sugar. Cardamom is last. Put a lid on it, leave it to simmer. Amma got this cooked, and now he's adding 1/2 cup of, no, this is about 90 mils of sugar. It's a little under 1/2 cup, right, Amma?
Yeah.
And you see this looks, you can see that the vermicelli is now cooked. You can see that it's shining a little bit, so it's definitely cooked. So now you're adding, what are you adding to now? cardamom.
Let it boil a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so it's now boiled. So we're ready for the
That we put last because it mustn't
get soft.
cook.
1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder. So added cardamom powder. And now the nuts, and that's all ready. All ready to serve. Just a recap of what we've done today. We got I would call it a vermicelli pulao or a vermicelli upma. This is, if you can see, the very shiny, glossy sago in that one. And this one here, to add a little protein, we added a little bit of soaked mung dal or mung bean. Another name for the sago, like we said, is either tapioca or in sabudana. So that's that type. And like you said, we could have raisins, you could have nuts, and it's all done the same way you did the cashew. And we would, in South Africa, serve this with papadums.
Yeah.
We have the liquid one with the papadums.
It's a must for a wedding.
We used to do it for a wedding. Every wedding,
Every wedding you go, you get biryani, vermicelli, and papad.
Right. So here we have a liquid version of it, right? So we'll call it payasam. Is that what we call it? Payasam and upma? Is that popular? And thank you, Amma, for showing us this delectable, really yummy taste. We really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed cooking it with me as much
I
as I
love
did.
cooking, but I don't have measurements.
And thin as you want, thick as you want, it still tastes yummy. From Flavourful Eats, I'm your host, Amsha Naidoo. Joining me today is my mother, Shirley Naidoo. Till we meet again, take care. Bye-bye.
Photographer Nimsha Naidoo. Nimsha Naidoo.
Photographer, videographer, Nimsha Naidoo. Take care. Bye.